Hey everybody, here today to talk a little bit about building relationships in schools and what I believe about those relationships, and I think that they are the building blocks of any learning that takes place in your classroom. It's I believe the most important part of any education that students receive. We can change our pedagogy, we can change the way we teach, we can change the environment, we can do an incredible amount of stuff to help kids benefit from education, but if we don't have those base relationships with kids, they're just not going to learn. So today I'm going to be discussing why relationships are important, but also looking at some key areas that I believe that help build relationships within specifically elementary students. So to begin making the argument for building these strong relationships with the kids, we have to look first at those non-cognitive behavioral skills or soft skills that we talk about that help build relationships, and they actually have a huge determination on how students perform not only in school, not only in elementary school, middle school, or high school, but on into university and then into their professions and then in their careers. These soft skills and these non-cognitive skills, I think it might not be a great term, non-cognitive, because they're definitely, you use your cognitive ability for them, but they're talking about non-academic skills, are built greatly through relationship building activities inside of your classroom. Rita Pearson, many educators have seen her TED Talk on We All Need a Champion. She says that kids don't learn from people they don't like, and I think that has been pounded home by my current principal and also in my beliefs as an educator. James Comer also says that kids don't learn anything or don't learn significant things if they aren't involved in a significant relationship with their teacher or the adult that's trying to teach them, or even with other students. I think it's true even for adults. You can all think of a leader that you had, or somebody you worked for, or even just someone you had interactions with. You have a less chance of taking advice from them, or even constructive criticism, or sometimes even praise from people you don't like. You often shut them off, and you shut off that relationship, you shut off that ability to listen to that person. And I think that goes the same for students as well. I found a great quote by a teacher named Gentile Tassin, who said, "When students feel physically and emotionally safe at school, when they experience close relationships with their peers and teachers, when they are nurtured in their own sense of self-identity, and when they make contributions to school and community and beyond, they grow personally and are motivated to learn intrinsically and achieve success academically." And I think that really sums up what relationships between teachers and students can accomplish. You can grow the ability to have a student autonomy. You can grow the ability to have students who care and feel empathetic towards other people. You have students who respect other people. You have students who have humility. They listen to others. By creating those relationships with the students and modeling that. Going a little into some research completed by a list of people: Farrington, Roderick, Allensworth, Nagaka, Keyes, Johnson, and Beecham in 2012, talking about teaching adolescents to become learners. They really highlighted five key areas and strong soft skills that go towards becoming a successful student. And again, a lot of these tie directly into how you form relationships with your kids. These aren't content-based skills. They're skills based on how students grow, how students learn, and how we as people become successful in real life and outside of school. The first one, we talk about academic behaviors. These are things like going to class, doing your homework, organizing materials, participating in studying. All those are majorly affected by the relationship you have with your kids. Kids want to come to school, especially in elementary school, if they are enjoying it, if they are participating in it, if they are engaged in it, if they have autonomy in the classroom. if they're involved in it. Kids will do their homework if they're motivated to do so, if their homework is engaging to them, and that these are all built in by the relationship. If you have students who are participating in your classroom, you're likely giving them a voice. You're likely giving them a chance to speak. They feel that their opinion matters. They feel that their voice matters, and that comes through in a relationship. The next thing they talk about, next key skill is called academic perseverance. Academic perseverance, the skills that they put inside of there were grit, tenacity, delayed gratification, self-discipline, and self-control. And all of these can be modeled through the relationships that you have with your students, showing grit and determination and not quitting on them even when they're having tough times, when they're going through struggles, when they're not producing the work that you think they're capable of, not quitting on them, continuing to have those high expectations and showing love through the whole thing. The ability to have delayed gratification is a modeled thing as well. We have to show that not everything comes easy. Not everything is going to be at their fingertips all the time. We need to have that perseverance and that grit to produce a product that might fail the first time, might fail the second time, might fail the third time, to help develop that growth mindset. And then that self-control that goes along with that. The ability to control your emotions and your personality, and in times of strife and struggle, shows a lot in those relationships with those kids. The third one, highlighted academic factor, or strong soft skills that they talk about in that study were having an academic mindset. I believe in this. I belong to this academic community. My ability to grow, my ability and competence grow with my effort. I can succeed at this. This work has value for me. Those directly come from building a relationship and saying, we feel that you're important in this academic community. You're important to this classroom. You have the ability to succeed in this classroom when you put the effort forward for it. We believe in you. And those words can inspire kids to do amazing things, especially when they start to believe that, I get it. This is true. I can do this stuff. I can believe in myself. Then that's when innovation starts to happen. That's when the real student thought starts to occur, and where they start to strive and take steps on their own. The fourth highlighted factor for strong soft skills is learning skills. These are their study skills, their metacognitive strategies, metacognition strategies, self-regulated learning, and goal setting. These areas are extremely important in the reflection process, and that reflection process has to come from the relationship you have with your teacher, but also the ability to self-reflect on what you do. And these skills can be taught through direct learning and through activities that are done, and they come directly from those relationships. And then finally, the social skills is the fifth one that this study talks about. It talks about interpersonal skills, empathy, cooperation, assertion, and responsibility. I think that the empathy one for me is what really hits home. When you begin to feel empathetic for students and listen to them and really try to, even if you may not agree with what they're saying, what they're doing, try to see things from their perspective, and that can help truly build a relationship, and through that they start to feel empathetic towards other people because they learn that skill from you. Final thought is we've all had experiences with adults or with teachers and with people in our lives that have had a positive impact on ourselves and as students or as learners, and those have come through strong, powerful relationships. And we've all had the opposite, where we've had teachers, professors that have had that negative relationship with us that we don't learn from, and we in fact often come out with anger or with resentment towards that professional. We need to build strong relationships with kids in order for them to learn. And the coming videos will be talking specifically about what types of things you can do inside your classroom, or what I believe are the keys to building true relationships. The videos will be on the first one will be on truly caring about students and showing that care. Respecting, the second video will be on respecting students and truly respecting them, respecting yourself, respecting the classroom. The next video will be on, humor, using humor and how you use humor in your classroom to build relationships with students. The next one will be on empathy and humility, becoming an empathetic and having humility as a teacher and helping students to see that and model that. And then finally, truly listening to kids. And none of these, I think, are easy, but if you do them right, you can build strong relationships with your students. And from there, you have a base where the sky's the limit for kids, especially if you create an environment where where learning is encouraged, questioning is encouraged. The sky's the limit.